On Tuesday, the 11th of November 2025, you're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez on West Coast Radio 92.1 on FM, online www.wcr.gm. We look at the last of the three, and this is the Student Revolving Loan Scheme. What is the current status of this scheme, and is it operational?
Yes, so now this one also, we had the opportunity to have something different from what we were having, because we were just having scholarships, and the scholarships is currently, for instance, for this year, over $208 million. That's what we supposed to pay for scholarships to our different institutions, universities, both public and private here in the Gambia, and also some that we support abroad. For instance, scholarship that we receive from Morocco, we have to give a top-up and so on and so forth, and we have to buy tickets for all of them. So this is a lot of money, and every year we do that, and nothing comes after. So we thought that there's need to really do something different, and that's why we decided to come up with this student revolving loan scheme. That's where we will now support students to pay for their tuition fees and other stuff, and later when they finish their training, maybe they will be given a grace period of 1 year. The system will later determine the grace period, and after that, they will start paying, but it will not be a big amount, so it will be something. It's a gesture, so that you pay back. And that money that you are paying back, it will be used now to support your brothers and sisters that are coming. So later on, not now, when we will not be here as ministers, when we would have left and people would have graduated and started paying and so on and so forth, then you will later see you will have enough money based on what you have invested by paying for them, but they are now paying back. And then now the small contribution that will come from government, in addition to that, that will help you to support many people. And so this is what is sustainable. But currently, as I said, this year 208 million, you just distribute that, it's finished, nothing comes back. So next year, you have to bring
another 208
million.
More.
Or more.
Yeah.
You get the point. So this is it. So that's not sustainable. So you need to have a system where you support people, but get something in return so that you can use that to support others. And people to take ownership. That is the Republic coming forward to support you, to give you a helping hand. So think about your brothers and sisters also. What are you going to do for them? What are you going to do for them to be honorable? By performing very well, finished with flying colors, that's the first objective. So that you get focus, you get the skill sets, and then now when you graduate, you get a job, and you start paying, and there you will also make efforts to look for a job. You will not sit down and waiting for Godot. You will not sit down and waiting for somebody to give you a job. To get a job, you must get out and go for it.
And who qualifies, and what are the repayment terms?
Yeah, the act says you must be a Gambian first, and then also you must be studying here in the Gambia. Okay, so then later the other criteria it will be developed by the scheme, and we're able to now establish all this. But the main criteria is done highlighted in the act. But then the act gives the powers also to come up with new rules, and the board can come up with new regulations, and supported by the minister in that regard.
And how will the ministry ensure that the scheme is sustainable and doesn't burden students post-graduation?
Well, we'll be present, as I said, through our permanent secretary. We'll be present in all these boards. And the idea is to ensure that the payment also will not be a burden. Okay? It will not be a burden. But people will be tracked. Yes. will be tracked. We will not want people to take taxpayers' money. Your education is paid for, and you are not paying back. So there will be sureties, guarantors. So if you don't pay, we go for those people. Yeah.
And the loans you give out, what will they cover? Will they cover tuition only, living expenses, books?
No,
transport?
originally it was tuition fees and so on. That was our main target. But when we went to the National Assembly, it was expanded. So to talk about books, talk about even transport or accommodation and so on. So depending on students' problems, some may be coming all the way from the provinces to the Greater Banyu area. His problem is not tuition fees. He got that. Maybe his problem is to pay, accommodation and so on. So he has to come and justify. There too, you need to come forward and explain yourself. And the objective is to really support those who really need it. That's the objective. So they will develop the criteria, and the team will really pass judgment on that and be able to support a good number of them in that regard.
There's a lot of money involved, so how will you ensure safeguards are in place to guard against misuse or mismanagement of the whole scheme and fund?
All these funds, there will be systems in place. There will be books that will be developed to ensure that the people go by the rules of the game, and they will ensure that there is transparency. And so we will really work it out, and that's the reason why we get Dr. Sambaba all the way from Ohio University, who really was working on higher education and also on student matters on higher education. That's his area. So he was a former UTG lecturer. So call him back to return back home to lead this. And also Anes Obi, retired but not tired international staff from ECOWAS. So to really help lead the process.
Anes is what, chair of the board?
Yes, chair. Anes Obi is the chair of the board. So all these people are ready to really set the ball rolling. So the energy is there. They're ready to give their time, their energy, their support in this regard. So we will give them also our support from the ministry, but we call on all stakeholders, development partners and friends of the Gambia to also contribute. What are you going to do? Now we have a platform. You want to help people to get education, you have a platform. You choose which one you want to go to. If it is to support, students' education, you have a platform that gives you the opportunity for the student revolving loan scheme. And the good thing is, it is not a fund that will just go and disappear. People will have to pay back. So you can contribute there. And having the assurance that it's going to be used for a just cause. Then you have also the TED fund. If you want to be part of those building the infrastructure, the higher education infrastructure, the teaching and learning, buying the teaching and learning tools, be part of what government is doing, you can also support the TED fund. If you want to also support research and innovation, there's also a platform for that. So all these things are there. So to support the tertiary and higher education, as I said, for other positions, in the coming weeks, they will be developed. Once they are approved by their boards, they will now advertise them, and we encourage Gambians here in the Gambia and in diaspora who wants to really join this move, home sweet home. And you've seen the call, even Gambians from abroad are coming to join. So we call on all of them to also apply and be part of this history in the making. It's good to serve your country. It's good to be good. It's good to be agents of change for development. It's good to be useful to your country. It's good to be part of those builders of the nation. We are laborers of the republic. Be part of those people. So that's the call, and those who have the necessary skill sets to come and help the nation and be and contribute. Yes, those in the diaspora, you might not get the same salary like what you were getting, but it's a different service. This one, you are serving your people, your family, your republic. So, and like the others did, we also count on them to come forward. And those here in the Gambia also who have skill sets, yes, you are having good jobs and good pay, but this time now is ultimate sacrifice for the republic, Pt.3.
Okay. What will or rather, how will the scheme be promoted so that students are aware and can apply easily?
Yeah, once they settle, they have to face their boards. So once they face their boards, they are open now to come out, now to engage. There will be a lot of sensitization, and they will be engaging the media, and so they will need even the blessing of the ministry. So they're just putting their house in order right now, because in fact it's just 2 people been appointed for each of them, the executive directors and also the chairpersons. So they are yet to get the team around them. So that's what they are putting in place, and also put the systems in place. Once they are done with that, they will come forward and then engage the public and the media about the instruments they have put in place and how to get them, and the services they are offering for people to come and benefit.
Mm-hmm. Digitization is the order of the day for transparency and efficiency, if you want accountability as well. Is there a plan to digitize the application and repayment process?
It is part of the plan, all of them. So they will also work on that. I know for a start, it will take time, but they will all have to do that so that when people apply, they will apply through that system. In fact, even the ministry now, next year, our scholarships and so on, people have to apply online. So that's what we are doing. And so just for your info, we are developing for the first time the Higher Education Management Information System, HEMIS. We have now a consultant in at the ministry under the World Bank project that is working with us. We are now waiting for the in fact, today they are just working on the bids with the Minister of Finance and then later, once it is cleared by the bank, it will be advertised in the coming weeks to now get a firm. You see, we put our house in order. We get a consultant who will be our lawyer, sort of, but on technology, who is an expert in this and knows this stuff. So he will be the one now being the interface between the new firm that we're going to get to develop that process. We want our activities now to be online, and avoid these paper work all the time. So, and be able to do things, digitally. So that's why we're coming up with this. And even to analyze data also, for us within one minute. Whenever we are asked to provide data, we press the button and provide it, because the system would have done that. And graduate from that process is where you have to go through the papers and who has that time now in 2025?
Well, I'm still doing that.
So it's so now that's what we are working on. And even have a dashboard that will help us from the ministry to connect to the systems in our different universities when we need data. We don't need to even contact them. We have an API that will help us to connect to their system and get the data that we want, and then provide it whenever partners ask for it, and so on. And that will help us to get real data, accurate data, not something that is imaginary somewhere and something that is taking ages before we get that. So this is also one of the issues. So these are some of the things that we are working. So these new agencies also, later they will have to work on their own system, and it's part of their the strategies they are putting in.
But all these systems, the individual systems will all be linked to this HEMIS.
Yes.
Is it called HEMIS?
Yes, HEMIS. So because they will have an API that will help us to connect. So these are some of the things what we are doing. Because we are Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. These two elements must be seen in our processes. If not, we are not MOHAS. So we are not just Ministry of Higher Education. We are Ministry of also Science and Technology.
And research as well.
Yes,
Otherwise, the researchers will say, why is he emphasizing science and technology and leaving research out?
No, but we talked about the research component earlier on. So that's why I did not, because that was the first part of our
conversation.
Yes. So, but the science and technology component were really ignored for a long time, and that's what we want to address also. We need to complete the process. So the transformation of our tertiary and higher education ecosystem must be complete, and it will not be complete if the science and the technology component are not included in the process.
So that concludes our look at the 3 funds: student revolving loan scheme, the tertiary and higher education trust or THET fund, and the National Research and Innovation Fund.